like.
So the next protest, I'm gonna ask that you guys bring chalk. Can you write how you feel?
Manita arriba, un me gusta, aquí la gente está protestando de nuevo.
I ask you guys bring chalk, okay? Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest!
Patricia, hola Pérez, ¿cómo
Yeah,
está?
chalk is fine. You can write on the street with chalk.
Manita arriba, sigue la protesta aquí.
They also have like the chalk markers that are kind of cool.
Esto es PRI, hola, saludo. Sigan escribiendo en el chat, que lo estamos saludando. ¿Desde dónde me está mirando? Sigue la protesta en California. Una vez más, no se descansa, la protesta son 30 días. Durante todo este mes de junio va a haber protesta en California por el servicio de ICE. Así que sigue aquí dándole un like.
There's nothing about this that's not peaceful.
La gente salió a la calle a protestar. Manita arriba. Aquí está la gente protestando. Escribe en el chat que te leo en los comentarios. Escribe desde donde no está mirando, te leo en los comentarios. Manita arriba con un me gusta. Sigue escribiendo en los comentarios, manita arriba con un me gusta. La protesta sigue aquí. La gente salió a la calle a protestar. Esto es en California, donde
What you guys are saying isn't even true. Like what the person's family is saying. And that's been disproven.
Patricia Pérez ha dicho, Dios te bendiga a cada uno, maravilloso trabajo están haciendo. Gracias, Patricia. Dios te bendiga a ti. Dale manita arriba, un me gusta y suscribiéndote. Aquí. Manita arriba y suscribiéndote con un me gusta nos ayuda en esta transmisión. Un me gusta, manita arriba, suscribiéndote. Esta es la incidencia que está pasando en California. Escribe que te leo en los comentarios. Esta es la situación que está pasando en California.
I would say this isn't big enough for all the cops that were getting ready either. It did get a little bigger. I'll admit there was a little bit more people that showed up.
Manita arriba, ¿qué te leo? En un comentario escribe, te saludo. Bego desde España, ¿cómo estás? Saludo. Escribe para saludarte. ¿Y qué piensa de esta manifestación que tiene varios días?
I think when we finally get all the different protest groups, yes.
Escribe, manita arriba, ¿qué te leo? Escribe.
Protest groups all showing up together and standing up against what's happening. All the different protest groups. for all the different causes, because
Sigue escribiendo que te leo.
there's a lot of overlap. Yeah, we're gonna scoot over to the shade. That's not true. Right here.
Apoya con un me gusta, manito arriba, apoyando esta transmisión. Esta es la manifestación que se está haciendo desde hace varios días en California. Se está protestando frente al edificio ICE, frente al edificio de migración. Todos los días hay manifestaciones en contra del servicio ICE.
that's why I was like, I can do it. Oh, sorry. A little bit here.
Esto es el pueblo que salió a la calle a protestar,
We're
a
walking again.
protestar.
I like it because it's hot. It's too hot. That's important. Oh, look at this one. Love it. One more. Yes.
Free water, please.
Yes. We're walking again, and it's perfect because it's so hot.
El pueblo salió a la calle a protestar. Hoy acá se está dando la protesta que es masiva en diferentes lugares.
He's waving. The last time I waved back, but I kind of am like, yeah, you guys are tear gassing people. Are you gonna wave at us?
El pueblo salió a la calle a protestar hoy. Y estas son las protestas masivas que se están haciendo en diferentes lugares.
It's crazy. It's almost like if the majority of cops stood up.
Ya el hombre bien preocupado que está acá y mandándoles que saludos. Ocurrió un incendio aquí en Mejillones, mi gente. Por favor, los que están ahí, que vienen aquí, por favor, informen a la gente que no ando viendo los comentarios.
Esta es la protesta que se está haciendo en California.
How they vetted me out this morning. So John Travolta, Taylor, hey Wes. So John Travolta entered into the Church of Scientology. Now, the way it works, you guys, once you're in there and you take the classes, they have what's called auditing, okay? They have counselors who can be as young as 12 years old, which sounds crazy, but it's true. So they have auditing. So L. Ron Hubbard, back after the war, he bought a bunch of these e-meter machines that were used as lie detectors or something back in the day. It's where you hold a can and it has an electrical signal, and then there's a meter. And when you're answering a question, it kind of reads your nervousness and the signals coming from your hands and your blood, your pulse or whatever. I forget how those things work. It's the same thing as a lie detector. Like if you lie, your body reacts a little bit and the needle goes up. So it's just something like that. So they have you sit there with this e-meter and hold the cans while the auditor across from you asks you questions. And they have you close your eyes and they do different kind of auditing. So there's an audit session and they tell you, now I want you to relive the worst experience of your life. And they have you go back and relive someone, unaliving, like maybe your mom unalived, and then you start crying. And then they basically talk you into a happy place right in the moment. And then you finally come out of your crying and smile and they go, see, you're cured. You're never going to do that again. So it's almost ridiculous what they're doing, but that's how it works. And this goes on and on and on and on. And if you go watch the movie Going Clear, what you're going to find out is in these auditing sessions, they secretly record you. There's a little secret recording camera in there. So John Travolta, when he first came to LA, and he was all the way back on Welcome Back Kotter, you guys. Yeah, it's a cult. All the way to Welcome Back Kotter, he was in these e-meter sessions revealing everything in his life, all of his secrets, all of his vices, what he felt one way or another about everything, because that's how the auditing and the clearing process works. And a lot of people have stated, I can't confirm or deny this information, a lot of people claim that the church kind of has a stranglehold on Travolta because they hold that information over his head. Because as you know, there's information on him. There's speculation about his sexuality. let's say. And who cares? Like in today's day and age, who would even care, right? You know, he did get married and he did have children, but there was a lot of rumors about, you know, like massage parlors with guys and things like this. And so a lot of people are saying the church has information, so they're able to hold on to him. You know, they have Tom Cruise, they have John Travolta, they have Lori Prepon from that 70s show, they have Danny Masterson, which was a nightmare for him, right? So Danny Masterson and all those girls, all Church of Scientology people. Church of Scientology was hiding stuff for Danny. They were defending Danny. I don't want to get on sidetracked with the Danny Masterson situation, but especially for the women in the chat, you guys might want the book to be thrown at him. Okay, I may or may not have been at Danny Masterson's house back in circa 2002 at parties. I may or may not have been. I don't want to confirm or deny that, but let's just say I have a pretty good, my finger is on the pulse of what happened. I may or may not have known some of these alleged accusers of his, Jane Doe A, Jane Doe B. Beck is also a Scientologist, indeed. Beck, I can go on and on if you want to hear all the people who are. I mean, it's not a ton. You know, Juliette Lewis, you know, famous actress Juliette Lewis, her family. You know, her dad famously is Jeffrey Lewis. Remember Right Turn, Clyde? You guys remember Clint Eastwood movies? You know, Every Which Way You Can, But Loose, Any Which Way You Can. You remember his sidekick dude, that like white trashy looking guy? That's Jeffrey Lewis. He's in a million other things. An amazing fucking character actor. He was always a Scientologist. He had many kids. I think 10 or something. They're all Scientologists. I've met them all at some point. All good people, by the way. Don't misconstrue what I'm saying either. Juliette Lewis, cool person. Her brother, who I know, Light Phil, one of the greatest people. And all of their other brothers and sisters who I don't really know that well, but I've met, all good people. My friends who are in the Church of Scientology, I have no issues with them. But none of these people are the weak-minded. You follow what I'm saying? There's two types of people in the Church of Scientology. I'm not name-dropping. This isn't about name-dropping, Grizzly. I'm telling you who's associated with the church. You want me to leave the names out? I'll leave the names out. Take a hike if you don't like hearing the information. You know what I'm saying? Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Scientology claims to have hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of people in the church across the world, but it's not true. If you can Google that information yourself, it is in fact estimated that there are only around 30,000 members worldwide. These buildings are all empty. That's why you go to any Scientology building in America and you see all the curtains are closed. This is an old Mercy hospital of some type. It was actually had an Indian name. I've met a lot of people who were born in this hospital, and the church bought this building. Do you realize that they weren't tax exempt? What kind of property tax they would be paying on this property, you guys? Probably $10,000 a month. I'm just throwing that out there. Could be $20,000 a month. But again, I'm not here. I didn't organize this protest. You know what I'm saying? I'm just here covering it. From now on, my journalism is all coverage, so leave me out of it. I'm just giving you the information. You guys can take that and do whatever you want with it. If you want my opinion, I'm also giving that. It's not a church. It's a commercial operation that sells self-help classes. I mean, the truth of the matter is those front group classes where they sell for whatever amount, I know it has to be a sliding scale. Those are actual classes and ideas that L. Ron Hubbard wrote about in Dianetics that aren't necessarily negative. They use a Narconon program. So let's say you're hooked on substances and you can't stop drinking, right? They put you in Narconon. They put you in a heavy detox, unscientifically proven detox program where you basically, they make you quit everything. They make you sit in a sauna every day for a couple of hours, then go run around the block 4 times, come back downstairs, eat a giant cup of vitamins, drink a bunch of liquid, sit back in the sauna, and they tell you you're sweating out the toxins. Well, we all know that that's basically there is truth in that. I mean, if you're on stuff. And they charge you, back in the day, that cost like $2,500 for that 2-week detox, right? So everything about it's expensive. Nowadays, that's probably way more expensive. You know what I'm saying? You can read the first 3 chapters of Dianetics on their website before you buy the book for $20. But again, that's it. They're selling the book. If you went into a church, you can buy Bibles. Like the irony is, you can go buy a Trump Bible. He'll sell you a Bible. But let's say you're just some broke, homeless person, desperately religious and need a Bible. If you walk into any real church and say, I need a Bible, you know who's going to sell you a Bible? Nobody. But somebody's damn well for sure going to give you a Bible. Okay, so if their Bible is Dianetics, they should be fucking giving it away, not selling it. You know what I'm saying? It's a commercial operation. I did get my personality test. Do you want to see my results? Is there any other questions I've been missing? I've been missing all kinds of questions. If you had a question, just re-ask it. Here you go. I'll just show you my personality test results that I got this morning. Okay, you have the 3 areas you can score are unacceptable, normal, and desirable state. Okay? So below the dark gray is an unacceptable state, below the dark gray area, if you guys can even see that. And then the dark gray and the gray are normal. And then anything above the light gray is a desirable state. As you can see, I scored really high on, my highest score was, let's see what my highest score was on there. I almost aced. God damn it. It won't let me zoom in. It's really pissing me off. Okay, I almost aced certainty. When it came to certainty, apparently I'm very certain of myself, which is not true. And I'm definitely not normal. So I think they were just pulling the rug out from underneath me. I scored normal and stable. I scored normal and happy. I scored normal and composed. And we all know, if you went to my YouTube yesterday, I am far from composed. So we know that's off. I am one of the most fickle, undecisive people I've ever met. And it says I'm more certain than anyone they've ever taken the test. So we know the test is way off. I scored high and active. Yes, Jenna, I was. I actually answered everything correctly. Yes, I did not waver on the answers. Did not make up answers. I answered all 200 questions factually. Aggressive, it scored me high aggressive, so it's right about that. Scored me in normal range responsible. I'm sorry, yeah. So desirable state for active. It says my aggression, not high, it says it's a desirable state of aggression. It says I'm normal and responsible. It says in correct estimations, I am in a desirable state. My communication level is at a desirable state. And my appreciative is normal. Okay. So that's it. I aced that motherfucker, you guys. And here's another one of the rubs, okay? When you use manipulation to bring you in, right? So the test is called the Oxford Capacity Test. Well, Oxford University, which I don't know where it's at, I think it's in Europe. It's an accredited, very well-known school, right? Oxford University has nothing to do with this test. They just took that name and threw it on the test to give it flavor. You know what I'm saying? And by the way, they give you the packet. A counselor was supposed to sit down with me and go over my results. They did no such thing. They made me watch the 2 movies while they vetted my fake information on the card. You know what I mean? You know, someone was just Googling the shit out of the information I gave them. But I'm split on whether or not I was had, or whether or not they just, based on how well I did on the test, they were like, we can't squeeze anything out of this tournament. So I'm actually torn on it, right? It says they recommend the free online course, Targets and Goals. So they actually recommended a free. The only thing they have that's real is they have my email address. So let's see if any follow-up emails came in today. They are protesting. People are here protesting. They're down at that end. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not afraid of them, but not really in the mood. Oh, no follow-up emails. The last email was 19 hours ago, where it's telling me to get my ass to the church. It was weird though. I went right into the blue building here. I just went storming in, and this girl was trying to be like, "Where are you going? Where are you going?" I have my Starbucks and shit. I said, "I'm here to get my fucking test answers." Which tree? This tree? They didn't like, because I called them out. I took a 200 fucking question questionnaire expecting results, and you guys made me come in here because they're like, "Why are you here?" I'm like, "Because you guys made me come here. Now give me my test answers." "Okay, you got to watch this 12-minute video." So I played along. I could have been more aggressive, but I just played along. I watched the 12-minute video. Dianetics video. No, they don't have real church services. I think that's it's similar to a jacaranda, but it's not a jacaranda. These are badass trees though. They're all over LA. It's got more of a regular, thicker bark on it. You know? The one Scientologist protester is cute as hell though. She's not giving me a lot of love though. I'm gonna go hang with her in a bit. Yeah, it's a cult. I mean, if you want, by the letter of the law, it's a cult. You know what I mean? I like this one. She got gold high heel shoes on. Come on now. Her name is Laura. Is that her name? No, I'm not. I mean, I'm not trying to. Listen, she's a real protester. I was watching her on live earlier down the street. They have a lot of cops. So here, you guys want to know more what's going on. So this is L. Ron Hubbard Way. Back in the 90s, they were able to commission somebody to fucking go to the city and get this street named L. Ron Hubbard Way, right? They got a lot of money, guys. They don't pay taxes. So right here is the brick-lined street. It's a brick-lined street. And it's called L. Ron Hubbard Way. It's just one block of L. Ron Hubbard Way. Just one block right next to the church. They own so much property, it's ridiculous. But this is the first time ever that the street has been permitted by somebody that's not a Scientologist. This is from a gentleman. His YouTube page, he's streaming live now, is called Dan Walks LA. I've known him for a few weeks now since meeting him at the other Scientology building. He shows up at all these events. And Scientology does abuse, kids and everything. Are you guys lying about her name being Laura? Because I want to approach her right now. Well, the disappointing thing is that we don't have Streets of LA down here today. He's been MIA from a lot lately. So I was curious and I went in. Yeah, he has been. Streets. I've seen Streets of LA. I've been at the protests 5 out of the 7 days, basically. I got a blister so bad I had to skip a day. And then the other day, I forget why I didn't go. I had one work day where I was like, eh. But I have been at the protests. Jessica Palmadessa and Johnny Palmadessa are at the Beverly Hills Car Show. I went by the Beverly Hills Car Show and I decided it was a dud. To me, it was a dud for a lie. I don't know if a car show translates well like on TikTok. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. But anyway, I can tell you right now, there are people in the church on these cameras. You see these cameras that see me out here right now, and they are livid because I was in there today taking the test and shit. And so they're like right now going, that son of a bitch was playing us this morning. They're probably looking at the TikTok. He got my name now, and they're like, that fucker lied on the test. See if someone calls us out on it. This guy right here has been standing rock solid for the protest, and it is true. That is a true statement he's holding up. But again, I think this anti or like roast Scientology movement online with like Streets of LA and Jessica and a couple other people are trying to get involved for clicks, right? I mean, Streets is legit. He's filmed the police and he's legit, right? He's the one guy. But I think it's a bit of an overhype. I think it's a bit of a nothing burger, even though everything's true about the cult and it's bullshit and they should not be tax exempt. In fact, it'd be nice if more people would rise up and force the government to take away their tax exempt status, because that's really the purpose of all protesters. The woman at the end of the street doing the protest is a woman named Audit LA. She holds our government accountable, just like Streets of LA does. He holds our police accountable, and he's an amazing dude. And in fact, the Church of Scientology paid a guy $300,000 in legal fees and money to try and go after and sue Streets of LA. Streets of LA went to court against this guy named Joey, and Streets of LA, his name's William, won the case, and now that guy owes William $150,000. An amazing backfire on the Church of Scientology, right? Because William, Streets of LA, he'll stand out in front of the Hollywood location and say it's a cult and keep people from going in, right? So this is the tactic they use to remove him from a public street. This is one of their tactics for everything they do. They sent a guy from the church from the inside to go provoke William into doing something nefarious so he could get a restraining order against William, like try to provoke him into attacking him. But William's smarter than that, and he did. But the guy still tried to get the restraining order, and because he filed a false police report and lied about all of it, he went to court and lost, and now he owes William $150,000, which is really fucking funny. I mean, it's hilarious. And now William gets to troll this guy, Joey. If you guys follow Streets of LA on YouTube or TikTok, you'll love it. Because now he literally trolls this guy because the guy owes him $150,000. It's pretty funny. But anyway, William's a good dude. He holds our mayor accountable. He holds our police accountable. And that's what these guys are doing. I'm just trying to stand in the shade. You guys, it's too hot for me to be protesting anything. Love these sunny Southern California palm trees. We are on Angel's Walk. This is where a lot of the down here West Sunset. By the way, I just want to promote. Yeah, it's a nothing burger. I still think it's a nothing burger. It is a nothing burger. Honestly, it's like there's not really some huge movement. But there is online. Online, hundreds of thousands of people are really loving like William and his approach. So online people do, but first of all, they also permitted this street for today months ago, and they didn't know ICE was coming to LA. They didn't know we were going to have 7 days of unrest in the city. That has completely destroyed this thing. People like Jessica Palmadessa, who would normally be here, she's with her brother, Johnny, at a car show in Beverly Hills because he's been in town from Pennsylvania covering the protests, right? She's not going to drag him over here to yell at Scientologists today. Johnny Palmadessa is normally on the East Coast. This guy interviews people like Kamala Harris and big-time Democrats and shit like that. So it's kind of a backfire on these poor folks who permitted the street. You know what I mean? In the sense that it just ended up not flying because it's been a fucking crazy week in LA, you guys. It's been a fucking crazy week. I'm not even on my main account, you guys. I don't get that back till tonight at 10:48 p.m. because they took it down overnight. They took it down while I was asleep last Sunday night after I went out and fucking did a live. We did like a 7 or 8 hour live last Sunday, which was the craziest day. That's the day the Waymo cars went up in smoke, you guys, was last Sunday. We did like an 8 hour live. I went home. I was asleep, dead asleep by 9:30. And my live access was removed at 10:48 p.m., which is really nefarious. And so were 10 other creators. Jessica Palmadessa had hers removed. Everybody except like Joy of Everything and Duran. There is something to be said about having like almost 1 million followers, like people like who are really well established. I think there's more lenience toward them because they were also at the protests, but they did not lose any restrictions. But a lot of people went down. Castile, he's got a lot of followers, but they were just taking him down left and right. He's on his third account this week. So here's what's going to happen. I'll have my main page back tomorrow. ICE is here for 2 more weeks, right? And I just want to say a couple of things politically, okay? Forget Scientology. I just want to say I want to thank President Trump for ending the Ukraine-Russian war in 24 hours. I want to thank him for that. I also want to thank him for no new wars, especially that new war between Israel and Iran. I want to thank him for that. I also would like to thank Elon Musk and Donald Trump for cutting $2 trillion out of the budget. I'm looking forward to getting my $24,000 stimulus check next month. I just want to thank Donald Trump for all of that, okay? Just want to thank Donald Trump. I hope you non-Trump supporters are getting the sarcasm I'm just spewing at you. Because, of course, he didn't stop the Ukraine war, and, of course, we have a new war, and, of course, there's no stimulus checks. Of course, we didn't save $2 trillion. Of course, we saved we saved enough to have a military parade yesterday for $50 million. Isn't that the amount that they used? They actually lied and said we were spending $50 million on I don't know if I can say the word, on schmondums, you know what I mean? To send schmondums to Taliban or something. They said we spent $50 million on, protection. I think they used that $50 million in savings to have a military parade yesterday. So instead of sending, birth control wraps, $50 million worth of birth control wraps to the Taliban, which was false. That wasn't even a true story. We spent $50 million on a silly parade. That really was a true... Donald Trump's parade is the equivalent of this Scientology protest, which is nothing burger. Look at this. We got a few people down at the end of the street here, and I'm not trying to go against this cause. I'm okay with this cause. I'm not really somebody running at this cause, though. I got a lot of friends in the church. Some of them are in our live, you guys. We have Scientologists that are in our live. So I am not interested. I am independent of sitting here. I mean, I'll tell you, though, what's happening. I'll tell you the truth. That doesn't prevent me from telling the truth about Scientology. I mean, Scientology loses me at the part where they put rat poison in hamburger and threw it over the fence of the singer of Mars Volz and unalived his dog. If you could prove to me or point to me which Scientologist did that, you have no idea how much more involved I would be. I got my results today, Michaela. I passed the test. And we can't figure out if it's a rub, if I was had, and they were just trying to get me out of the building. I think it's 50-50, but I passed the test. I aced the fucking test. Kenny O'Neill, thank you. I appreciate that, because I think I see you in other people's lives who I think are much better than me, so thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. I'm trying to become better, you guys. Don't come on my YouTube if you don't want to hear me being better, because I am a flat out maniacal raging maniac on YouTube, but it feels so good. Hurts so good. You know how many Trumpers were trying to rage bait me in my comments overnight? And I don't even block them. I just keep letting them have it.
Who says it's not? Come on, guys. ¿A dónde es? Es en la Florence, guys, and Bonsayo. Let's go. Happy Father's Day, guys. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, guys. You're here going live. Who's here in my chat? Anybody in here? Happy Father's Day, guys. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day, guys. You're here going live. Who's here in my chat?
Scientology's playing that music. I was going to show my results, whoever just asked. Yeah, I showed them already, but so I did pass the test. I scored everywhere I scored was in the normal range or in the... It's a weird test. I'm in a desirable state for about half and normal for the other half, and I didn't score in the unacceptable state anywhere on the test. My lowest score came at appreciative and composed. Okay? And composed. Those were my lowest scores. But as you can see, my line right there, you see my line is in the gray and above the gray. Everything in the dark gray and below is negative. So look at me acing a fake test. I aced a rigged test. The way it works, guys, is they can tell by your answers if you're a mark, right? It's real easy to tell if somebody's a mark, weak-minded. You know, the way they interrogated me at the front desk this morning, they figure out if you're a mark. It's pretty simple. And then even when you're watching that 12-minute movie, they have little secret cameras on you, and they're watching you react to the movie, right? And I thought about doing some weird shit during that process, but I didn't want to throw anything off. I wanted to do everything straight by the book, straight as it, you know, I wanted it to be as straight up as possible, the whole process, right? So I didn't do any, I reacted normally, like when I saw a couple absurd things in the video, I was like, you know, shook my head a couple times. But, you know, it's not like I fear Scientology or anything. Anyway, so that's what happened in there today. We have some protesters here. I mean, they're standing strong. I guess this girl, Laura, they do have donuts. So they do have donuts and water and cookies. It's like the protest downtown. It's really nice. I'm considering littering on the property. I think that would piss them off.
Felicidades, feliz día del padre, dice JN Creations, gracias. ¿Cómo dice que dice aquí? Feliz día del papi, dice Marisol, muchas gracias. Jerry Chuy, ¿y cómo estás ahorita del movimiento de la migraña? Pues vamos a ver, hoy estuvo un poquito calmado, no muchas noticias, no muchas llamadas, no mucha información, pero vamos a ver más para mañana, ¿no? Vamos a ver más para mañana para que podamos todos mirar qué es lo que pasa para el día de mañana y tengamos un poquito más de información. De este lado del Hotel Line no hay nada. Feliz día del padre, dice María de la Rosa, muchas gracias. Hay un videíto, canalitos, apoyen ahí al videíto, por favor, hay un videíto. Vamos a repartir un poquito de víveres a la bandota. Repartimos frijolitos, arroz, cereales, galletitas, sodas, aguas. Se nos fue todo de volada, bandota. No saben la necesidad que ahorita está pasando nuestra gente angelina, no saben la necesidad. De verdad, me parte y me da me da alegría al mismo tiempo. Me parte y me da alegría al mismo tiempo, fíjense. Entonces es algo Es algo impresionante la necesidad de la gente en estos momentos, pero bueno, hacemos lo que podemos y porque podemos lo hacemos. Si ahí estuvieron hoy, ¿ok? Hola Chino, ¿cómo andamos? Bueno, de lo que viene siendo mi tobillo, gracias por la pistolita, carnal. Muchas gracias, hermano. Lo que viene siendo mi tobillito, mi tobillo lo tengo así como, todavía me duele. Como cuando alzas el pie así, que le haces así el piecito, me duele. Y también igual cuando lo bajo así también me duele también igual, pero pues bueno, estamos al cienón. Dice, feliz día del padre, mi corazón es mío. Ahora el día del padre, ¿qué dice? Chino, ahora el día del padre acá en Riverside se llevaron a 2 personas en una gasolinera por la main. Wow, impresionante. Que se mujeran pronto, muchas gracias. Muchas gracias, de verdad. Es impresionante, ¿eh? Y en el Valle de San Fernando, tú sabes cómo está. En el Valle de San Fernando también igual estamos sin comunicación. Estamos sin comunicación en el Valle de San Fernando. Pero dame chancita, el día de mañana vamos a echar unos cables para allá. Ayer estuvieron en el Swami sí, ayer anduvieron en el Swami de la Alameda. Y nuestro carnalito, Diana Luz, estuvo transmitiendo allí. Estuvo ahí poniendo información y todo. En el Swami de Santa Fe Spring. Gracias, ok. Entonces, ahorita en estos momentos que son las 4:45 de la tarde, 4:45 de la tarde, en lo que viene siendo el Hotel Line, no hay nada. Cero. No sabe nada de Hollywood, Hollywood no sé nada. Hemos andado allá, pero no sé nada ahorita. Les volvieron a caer. Ahorita, hasta este momento, pues, ahora sí que se calmaron un poco, ¿eh? Hola Chino, calienta sábila y te pones, eso ayuda muchísimo. Gracias Espinosa Lorena, muchas gracias, voy a seguir tu consejo. La rebabita de la sábila, porque yo tengo una hoja una mata de sábila, ¿esa la caliento o cómo será? Una pregunta, ¿es verdad que andan en hospitales? Supuestamente llegó la noticia que se iban a meter ahí, supuestamente. Cambian y que supuestamente que no. La pomada de Trigger le va a ayudar mucho, muchas gracias. Gracias, Free. Sí la he escuchado, la palomita de Trigger. Josh, saluditos, ese es mi canalito Josh, saluditos, canalito. 65 personas se agarraron en esa redada. ¿Cómo está? Ayer ya no te golpearon. No, nos pasó rozando lo que le llaman una bala de goma. Y de ahí le pegaron, incluso, mira, como forma de chisme, estaba yo parado y había otra persona de este lado que era mujer. A esa persona mujer le pegaron un madrazo, pero macizo. Tomé también té de árnica. Sí, vamos a estar en eso. Banais, ¿cómo está? Banais, no te sabría decir tampoco, Banais. Deme chancita, ahorita les contesto los mensajes, Chino, ¿crees que sí es cierto eso, que van a andar tocando puertas la migraña? Ya anduvieran desde hace rato, pero aquí en California sí pasó eso. Aquí en California vinieron y hicieron eso. Es decir, al principio de todas estas cosas que empezaron, no puedo estar diciendo tantas palabras, por favor, me entiendan, traten de entenderme. Vinieron y tocaban, ¿sí me entiendes? Oops, I said my son's name. En Phoenix tocan, sí, o sea, entraron por eso ese movimiento, así empezaron, en Sun Valley, California. Está despejado, ok, gracias. Entonces, así empezaron con ese movimiento, pum, te tocaban la puertita y qué bolas. Y no era el censo, ni era ni era alguien que te daba la noticia o lo que sea, no, era vámonos. ¿Sí me entienden? Entonces, por eso es que eso sí ha pasado. O sea, eso sí ha pasado. Eso es cierto, que vienen y de vez en cuando te tocan la puerta, pues. Entraron por los que tienen orden de deportación, es correcto. Gracias, Michelle. Sí, o sea, venían por gente que ya tenía un antecedente, por gente que empezaron a buscar. Acuérdate que primero fueron los malos, ¿no? Primero fueron los malos y pues llegaron los ovnis y pácatelas. No sabes cuánto tiempo irán a durar los aguacates. Ahorita estábamos comentando, no sé si te acabas de meter apenas, mi carnalito Rafa, pero estaba yo dando una estimación como de 30 días y ahorita la bandota dice que no, que hasta más, probablemente de 2 meses, 90 días, ¿no? Entonces vamos a estar pilonas. Vamos a también igual, la información también ahí siempre va a estar, ¿no? Entonces, pues bueno. Dijeron un mes o un poco más, está tranquilo ahí. Por ahorita sí, 3 meses, Dios mío, no. Entonces, ¿se imaginan? Entonces vamos a estar con la información. Espero que cada uno de ustedes entiendan nuestro jal, nuestra chamba, como forma de información y nos apoyen siempre, ¿no? Hagan parote, por favor. Siempre, en todo apóyennos. Tanto por el tap a la pantalla, como objetivos, como lo que sea, apóyennos, bandota. Vamos de su apoyo. Hoy no hubo manifestación, no. They're running out of money, they can afford it. Ok, sí, probablemente también igual, fondos también igual. ¿Me entiendes? Entonces, Yuri está hablando de que no van a poder porque no hay suficiente fondo. No hay suficiente fondo para posiblemente 90 días. No hay suficiente fondo. Entonces, ojalá, que se le acaben los fondos, ¿no? Ya está más tranquilo. Pues, supuestamente ahorita, ¿no? Hoy no hubo mucho avistamiento ovni. No muchos ovnis, pero vamos a ver qué show. Aquí andamos en Corea, entonces por eso les digo, ¿no? Hay mucha desinformación también igual, mucha desinformación, mucha gente que también igual nos dice, nos avisa, que hay aquí de este lado, entonces vamos y no hay nada. O sea, desinformación en el hecho de que nos dicen, oye, por acá, y le llegamos y nariz de Pinocho. ¿Qué me pasó allá en la Figueroa? ¿Qué me pasó ahí en la, también igual en la, esta calle, la Figueroa? Ayer fui a la Figueroa y fui a la Broadway. ¿Qué me pasó? Pues no era nadie. No era nadie. The current isn't giving the more money. Ok. Entonces, ¿me entienden? O sea, hay bastante que nos dicen, oye, están de este lado y llegamos ahí, qué óbolas, no hay nadie. O posiblemente se movieron, o sea, también igual me quiero inclinar por ese lado, ¿no? Se movieron y pues ya, como se movieron, pues no vamos a llegar a tiempo cuando se muevan. Entonces también suele pasar eso. Suele pasar que a veces también igual por la histeria nos dan mala información, vamos y no hay nada también igual. Entonces, pero está bien, es parte de, ¿no? También igual y entendemos perfectamente que pues tenemos que estar ahí en la noticia. Dura un poquito en cada lugar, sí, pasan rápido, sí, es correcto. Es correcto, cuando se dura más probablemente que media hora, pero recogen y vámonos, a más, lo mucho 1 hora y vámonos. Bájate a la norma del Tampico. Feliz Día del Padre para todos, muchas gracias.
I'll just burn the Palisades. Probably not, you guys, but they said they burn the Palisades. So they're being funny. Let's just give it to them.
They don't have that much power.
Yeah.
they have about three billionaires that have been,
Super
invented.
rich.
Yes, just 3. The top 3.
Yeah.
One guy invented the syringe.
Right.
He's like, I think he actually died, or as they would say, he dropped his body. But anyway, but his wife's still alive, and so whenever they need money, I mean, and they're a real estate agency, like they're
Right,
usually just buying property.
Right.
You look at the buildings.
They are a real estate agent.
Yeah.
It's a commercial operation, you guys.
If they took off the religion and just became an actual organization, we would walk away.
Yes, we would walk away. This is what I tell everybody. It's simply a commercial operation that they need to be removed from tax exempt status.
Exactly.
You guys, next year on April 15th, call the IRS and tell them you're a religion and you're not going to pay anymore. If everybody did that,
Exactly.
We could win
Like,
that
he
war.
literally was a science fiction writer, and then just, was like, oh, hey, you know what? I'm going to start my own religion one day, and took it from there, from his science fiction, whatever. Oh my God, it's Val! Hi, I'm Dan Walks. It's so nice to see you. Oh
There's
my
Dan
God.
right there.
Truly. Welcome. Hi, I'm Dan.
Dan, we've met.
Oh yeah, of course, that's you again.
Dan,
I
it's
keep
me
doing
again.
that to you.
This is Dan Walks
Oh,
LA.
yes, thank you.
And I didn't get your name. Your name's Val? Valerie.
Yes. Yes.
And here's Dan. You can follow him on YouTube at Dan Walks LA.
Right. So we got this guy. Look at that. It's a slideshow. Perfect. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw it, you guys. I saw the
If only I had a job. I know. We work with what we've got, but
It's a bummer.
yeah. That's incredible. That's a fun one. So I'm like, we're just gonna take a little stroll. And is this the one that that also has the exhibit of yes? Exactly. Scientology's a cult. Freaking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Jenny, exactly.
Jenny from what it is. Like, look. How can you say this is different? That any of this is aggressive? It doesn't make sense. I remember one protest I went to that was filled here. I think, actually yesterday everything was filled. All the way up over there. If you saw the pictures, they were so cool. So many people showed up. Do you see people looting? What do you mean? How can you say that? Downtown LA. I think we all got tired at the same moment, though. That's the thing. Like, the media is saying that it's not peaceful, but look. Like, who's the person not being peaceful? It's the cops. They are breaking their own stuff. They're lighting things on fire. They're tear gassing people without warning. They're rubber bulleting people. Beanbags. It's the cops. It's all the cops. They break their own stuff and then blame protesters. This is peaceful. And I guarantee you, it's 5. I bet at some point they start being aggressive with us. Because we might be here a little longer, but what are we gonna eat after? Is that peaceful that they're chilling? That was awesome.
You still had that?
People sitting. Some chalk. This right here is the main one. Here we go. 17 seconds. Gotta be careful what I say, but I can show you the words.
Go to City Hall!
Apoya con un me gusta, sigue la manifestación. Mañana continúa también. Hoy se están movilizando, calentando los motores. Apoya con un me gusta y suscribiéndote a esta transmisión. Con un me gusta y suscribiéndote, manita arriba.
I got one. Thank you.
Who's leading the squad right here? Peaceful protest!
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 Yeah, milking the cow. That's what we call it. Peaceful protest!
Peaceful protest!
Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest! So why are you here if you don't care? You don't have a daddy you go celebrate Father's Day with, or what? Why are you here? I don't get it. The fuck? Everybody has a choice. You're making yours. Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest! Peaceful protest! you have to look like to peacefully protest. And we have to have a helmet, gas mask, goggles. Ouch. I don't know, that was a sneeze. I just sneezed so loud. Well, the news is here. Again. Oh my gosh. This car is so cute. Hold on. Oh, you can't tell. It's like pink. Side note. Oh. Nobody's in the street. Nobody's doing anything wrong. And it only goes to right there. That's all the people. So when they start walking on us, you guys will know. It's not even that many people.
Apoya con un me gusta, manita arriba, pulgar arriba y suscribiéndote en esta manifestación que desde hace varios días se está dando aquí en California. Manita arriba, pulgar arriba. Si te sientes identificado con esta manifestación en contra del servicio ICE, pulgar arriba y manita arriba y suscribiéndote.
The most American thing to protest.
Con un me gusta nos apoya, con un me gusta apoya esta transmisión, con un me gusta apoya esta transmisión y suscribiéndote a este canal que todos los días te vamos a llevar estas incidencias, lo que está pasando con la protesta masiva que se está haciendo en Estados Unidos. Manita arriba, manita arriba, manita arriba. Nos apoya con esta transmisión. Manita arriba, manita arriba. Esto es la protesta masiva que se está haciendo en diferentes lugares. Ya me voy a desconectar. Dios te bendiga. Nos vamos a ponerte este otro.
Que le pique que se rasque. You don't make it too bad. Right here, we're never going anywhere.
Esta es la protesta masiva que se está haciendo desde hace varios días en diferentes estados de California. La gente ha salido a la calle a protestar y van a seguir este mes entero completo protestando en contra del servicio ICE. Manita arriba, pulgar arriba y suscribiéndote para llevarte todas las lo que está pasando en California.
walking. Bitch, I'm walking. The fuck? I'm trying. Am I moving a lot or what? All right, Brian, come take us out then. Come on. Put your big boned ass on the phone. I'm not a rally! I'm not a rally! That's right. Handsome ass. Tan chulo. Yeah. It's that way, no? That way. People protest.
Don't give him a reason to sit.